Has anyone called you a cold, heartless bitch lately? If not, you may not have grown your business big enough. Here's the thing. The more you grow your business, when you get 7, 8, and up in figures for your business, the more people want to judge you. And we know this intellectually, but as a refresher, the reality is that people see what you're doing. They see what we're doing and they want it, and they're not willing to admit that they need to let go of something really dear to them in order to get it. And this is something that you've probably already let it go of in order to get the success that you have so far. Now, what's that thing? The thing? Being attached to being the victim. I know, it's kind of ugly. But the reality is that unless we let go of this idea that something outside of us is responsible for our success or our failure, unless we let go of that, we're never going to look for the solutions. We're never going to look for another way to do the strategy. We're never going to look for how else can I do this? That's the key. And the people who are wanting to lash out, they're still stuck in this idea that it's outside of my control. And so it must be your fault that I'm not successful. And yet, those of us that have built 7 and above for businesses, we know that it's the internal work. We know that we have to change. We have to step up. If we're going to do something, if we're going to call this in, we need to do something about it. We're responsible. So, if you have people that are lashing out at you, take a moment. I'm going to give you 3 tips. First tip, in order to deal with this so that you don't get emotionally stressed, now, I'd highly recommend that you work with your advisor to weed out what your triggers are so that you don't get triggered in the first place. But first step, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And then I want you to just allow yourself almost like a step way back from the situation, right? We get that perspective. Stay way back from the situation. My tongue's not going to work today. And you're going to look at it from the eyes of someone who is compassionate. If you need to, think about what would Jesus do if you're religious, or what would Princess Diana do if you like the royals, or Buddha, Gandhi. Pick somebody that you feel is really compassionate and put yourself in their shoes. How would they see this person? How would they view what is going on and the fact that they're lashing out? And this is the reality, is that they're in a state where they don't feel like they're in control. And that's horrible, to be in a place where you feel you're out of control of your life. If you can start to look at them from that lens and go, wow, not a pitying them, not like, Jesus, you need to step the F up, right? None of that. But just having really genuine, heartfelt compassion for these people and where they are and their struggles. That's going to help to shift it for you. It's going to help you to realize that the accusation is never about who it's being put on. It's always about who is saying it. So when they're saying something, when they're lashing out and they're saying, you're a cold, heartless bitch, it's their own inability to deal with their emotions. It's their own inability to let go of their highly emotional nature because they are stuck in the victim mode. And they want to be stuck in the victim mode. Even though they say they don't want to be stuck in the victim mode, they're still really quite attached to it. Kind of like an abusive partner. We get attached in this way. It's not healthy, but that's where it is. Okay, so it's kind of a couple tools all in one. But basically, you're going to take a deep breath. You're going to step back. That's a perspective, right? Have the perspective. And then, put yourself in the shoes of someone you respect. Gandhi, Jesus, Mother Teresa, Princess Di, Buddha, whoever works for you. And look at it through their eyes and see who it is. Like, look at this person with compassion and see if that doesn't shift how you see these people who are lashing out at you with their judgments. And it really has nothing to do with you. Now, if you've done those 3 things and you can't get yourself to shift into a place of genuine compassion naturally, easily, and there's still that gnarly little bit sticking in there, that's what I'm really good at. Let's talk about getting you a trusted advisor on your team so that you constantly have support to keep you moving forward, both on the internal growth, but also in the business strategy as well. All right, that is your inner dominatrix moment for today. Keep being awesome, and we'll see you on the flip side.